Very good evening to all of you. In today's session, we shall continue with the lesson Realms of the Earth, which is chapter 5, and the page number is 28, and it is from the second unit of your course book, The Earth, Our Habitat. The realms of the earth means the domains of the earth. In the last class, I have already discussed the first domain or the first realm of the earth, which is lithosphere, which means land. Today we will continue this discussion from hydrosphere, which means water. Students, we all know that about 70 to 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water and the remaining is land surface. By hydrosphere, we mean water in various forms, which means hydrosphere comprises of various sources of water and different type of water bodies like river, lakes, seas, oceans, etc. And even some part of the water is found deep down the earth among the rocks. And more than 97% of the earth's water is found in the oceans. And this water found in the oceans are not fit for drinking because of their salinity, or we can say that it is too salty for human being to use it for drinking purpose. So we can say that large proportion of the water is in the form of ice sheets and glaciers, and there is only a very small percentage of water available as fresh water for us human to use. Hence, despite being the planet Earth being called a blue planet, we are still facing a shortage of water. And the reason why the planet Earth is called as watery or blue planet is due to the fact or due to the presence of the liquid form of water. Now, this hydrosphere or water, it is divided into various forms, like the division is made as oceans, the first form, seas and rivers, then we have the bay or the gulfs, the straits, and lastly the lakes. And this division of hydrosphere is made on the basis of their size and salinity of water. First, let us discuss the oceans. There are 5 major oceans in the world, but in your textbook only 4 has been mentioned. The first one is the Pacific Ocean, the second one is the Atlantic Ocean, the third one the Indian Ocean, the fourth one the Arctic Ocean, and lastly the fifth one is the Southern Ocean. First, let us discuss the first ocean, which is the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest among the 5 oceans, and it is an ocean which separates the continent of Asia and Oceania from the country of America. And the Pacific Ocean is about 1/3 of hydrosphere. And this Pacific Ocean, it is said to be in the shape of a triangle, size of a triangle. And the deepest trench of the Pacific Ocean is the Mariana Trench, which is also known as the Challenger's Deep Beach. The second ocean is the Atlantic Ocean, and this Atlantic Ocean, it separates the continent of Europe and Africa from the North and South America. The Atlantic Ocean is half the area of the Pacific Ocean. And the total surface area of hydrosphere covered by this Atlantic Ocean is about 1/6. And this Atlantic Ocean, it stresses in the shape of the letter S. Now the third one, which is the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean, it separates the continent of Africa and Australia. And the Indian Ocean is the only ocean that is being named after a country, that is named after our country, India. And this proves that we Indian had a maritime tradition centuries ages ago. And the Indian Ocean is about 19% of the hydrosphere. And the deepest trench of the Indian Ocean is the Sunda Trench. The fourth ocean is the Arctic Ocean, which stretches up to the North Pole. And the Arctic Ocean, the waters of the Arctic Ocean, it remains frozen for many months in a year. And it is located in the north of Asia, Europe, and Greenland, which is in America. And the last ocean is the Southern Ocean. This ocean is not being mentioned in your textbook, but we can just have an idea about this ocean, which is an extension of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean, and it encircles the Antarctic circle, and also it is also called as the Frozen Ocean or the Southern Ocean. Now the next division of the hydrosphere are the seas. Seas refers to the expansion of salt water among completely surrounded by land, like the Arabian Sea. And the most important seas of the world are the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, the Black Sea, the Arabian Sea, the Caspian Sea, and the Baltic Sea, etc. Now the next division of hydrosphere are the lakes, which are the bodies of water occupied in close depression in the land surface. And unlike the sea water, some lakes have fresh water, like the Dal Lake in Kashmir, which is in India. The fourth division of hydrosphere are the rivers and springs. Rivers and springs are fresh water courses, usually flowing towards an ocean, sea, lakes, or any another river. And we all know that the longest river in the world is the Nile River, which is located in Africa, and the shortest river in the world is Roe River, which is located in the continent of Europe. Now the next division is Bay and Gulf. Bay and Gulf, it means a wide coastal body of water that directly connects to a large main body of water. Like we know about the Bay of Bengal, which connects with the Indian Ocean. Then the Gulf. The Gulf is a part of the sea which is almost surrounded by land. And one example of the Gulf is the Gulf of Kutch. Like I said, that 97% of the earth is held up in the oceans, and which are all saline water. And these potable water resources are river and mostly lakes, which is a natural stream of water flowing in a channel to the sea and joining another river. Like in India, we have the Ganga River, which is a natural stream of water flowing from a mountain in a channel to the sea or joining another river like the Brahmaputra, etc. And lastly, the straits are the last division of hydrosphere. which are narrow passage of water connecting two large water bodies and also separating two large land masses. Now the most important strait is the Bering Straits and the Strait of Gibraltar, and the largest strait in the world is the Strait of Malacca. Now the next realm of the earth or the domain of the earth is called the atmosphere. Atmosphere means the mass of air surrounding the earth surface. And this air is a mixture of gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen and oxygen, and out of which oxygen may be regarded as the breath of life, for without oxygen living being will not be able to survive. Carbon dioxide and water helps plant to grow, and then nitrogen, it helps in the growth of living organisms, and the air near the earth's surface has a fairly constant proportion of gas, that is oxygen it is 21%, nitrogen it is 78%, and other gases that exist on the earth's surface is about 1%. And it may be noted here that the quantity of oxygen in the atmosphere decreases as one goes up, and this is the reason why mountaineers, those who climb mountain, they carry oxygen tanks on their backs while climbing up very high peaks, and air is pumped into passengers cabins so that they can breathe freely when they are up in the air. Air also has weight, but we do not feel this weight because the pressure outside and inside our body is balanced. There are also different layers of the atmosphere, like the first one is exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, and the last one is troposphere. The next division is the biosphere, which means that area where life has become possible due to land, water and air. And it has been discovered that the sea plants, it came much before any animal or any living creatures was born on this earth, and this growing plant, they produce oxygen, which is a very important for any living being or animal life. The marine life, it gradually crawled into the land and developed into a million varieties. And biosphere, it has microbes which we cannot see with our naked eyes, and it also had dinosaurs that lived about 160 million years ago. And it was been discovered that the planet Earth was without any people for 4,599 million years ago, and it took a long time, million of years, for man to have reached the present stage. And so each human life or the existence of living being on the earth should not be allowed to be extinct once again. And we can stop this extinction if we or if there is a required balance between the land, air and water. And the marine life or the life that exists on the water should not be threatened, and this is threatened by us people because we go on polluting water, and this not only kill the living things that exist in the water like fishes, crabs and all those other things that exist, living things that exist in the water, but at the same time it also pollutes the crops that is being polluted due to the use of polluted water from factories, using chemicals and fertilizers in use. Moreover, we should stop cutting of trees, and this destroys the top crush of the earth's surface. And also, due to the use and the growth of factories and use of various vehicles, the air is getting polluted, and it in turn leads to many kinds of lungs and heart diseases. So we should try to stop this kind of pollution, which takes away the liberty of the natural bounties. So we should try not to spoil the nature, but instead we should try to enrich it by growing trees, planting more trees, and stopping the use of chemicals, fertilizers in factories, which causes pollution, and also by stopping the pollution of air. So that is all in this chapter. I shall be giving the question answer in the next session. Thank you.